Hey y'all. Hey. Hey. It's Friday. Doop, doop. And it's December the 18th. I want to just make sure that I can hear, or you guys can hear me. So I'm going to test out the mic by listening. I can hear, or you guys. Okay, cool. Hey, y'all. Hey. Come on in the room. Hey, come on in the room. Hey, come on in the room. Come on in the room. So today I'm super excited. Super. I know y'all probably said she always excited. I surely am. Every day I wake up is a chance for me to get excited. Whoop. So my name is Listiner Inspires, and I'm coming on here to give you a special edition of the Dreams, Goals, and Healing Teaching Series. So this is week 6, and tomorrow is the Virtual Experience Conference, December 19th, tomorrow at noon. What makes today the special edition is because, one, I am going to be not only wrapping up everything, finishing up strong, and encouraging you to finish it up strong, but I also have posted a poll question that asks, what is the beginning of healing? And there were 3 answers that were provided. There was acknowledgement, there was acceptance, and then there was action. And so little known to those who participated, your name has been entered into a raffle for a chance to win a ebook that will be sent to your email. But before we even get into all that goodness, let me introduce myself, tell you who I am, who I be about, who I roll with. Whoop. So my name is the Listiner Inspires. I am an award-winning author. I'm a healing and recovery accountability expert, speaker, as well as coach. And I'm the founder and creator of Healing is a Journey, a quarterly series of conferences that are designed to help those who have gone through childhood abuse and trauma learn how to move beyond the trauma until they're healing by providing them with tools, support, resources, and solutions. Whoop. So tell a friend to come on in the room to not only get your teaching, but to also, I want it to be very candid and transparent about why the Healing is a Journey conference is near and dear to my heart, and why is it important to me that others get their healing. Those who might not know, December 19th, 2009, was the day that my biological mother passed away. If you've been following me, you might have heard me tell bits and pieces of my story of growing up in an abusive home and experiencing all type of abuse. And so a little bit after the teaching, I will share with you why that date is so important, and why it's so important that tomorrow will be the last conference of the year. And going forward in 2021, there will be some major changes for Healing is a Journey. I'm super excited when I'm able to announce all the things that I'm working on behind the scenes. But not only that, this is such a pivotal moment for me, because the 2 years I started Healing is a Journey last year. This is my 2nd year. This year we had to pivot and make everything virtual, and it's been a success. My goal really is to help 1 million people start their healing and continue their healing. And so I know that every year that I'm obedient to God, I'm able to bring more people to their journey of healing. So today, the teaching that we're going to talk about is managing your time and your expectations. I always like to start off with a question, because I want you to I want you to think about things and really process it. If when you hop on here, please make sure you share, and say hi, say hello. Let me know you're here so I can say hi back to you. Managing your time and expectations. Managing your time expectation is so important to your dreams and goals and healing. And then one of the questions I want you to find a piece of paper and write down, or take a mental note, is how much time and effort do you invest in yourself? And I don't mean like just sitting down watching TV. I don't mean, hey, Ms. Jasmine Hill, thank you for tuning in. I don't mean therapeutic shopping. I don't mean sipping on your wine. You can do it. That's all nice and dandy. But investing in yourself, right? Investing in yourself is pouring into you things that will be able to be poured out into whatever the vision is you have for your life. They'll be able to use in the goal planning that you have for your dreams. A lot of us do not spend them as much time in ourselves or on ourselves as we should. What's the example of investing in yourself, Listiner? I'm glad that you asked. Books. I am currently reading a book called The Body Keeps the Score. I have a confession. I love books. I'm always buying books, and sometimes I find that I buy them and don't finish them. So one of the goals I have for myself is actually purchase a book and actually finish it. But buying books and reading, perfecting your craft, learning about the things that you need to learn about and whatever you're trying to do with your life, that's an investment. That's an investment in your mind to increase your knowledge, and that's an investment in your craft. Another way of investing in yourself is maybe getting equipment that you need to do the things that you're trying to do. For instance, I invested in my business and myself. I purchased a microphone. I purchased a new ring light. I have another one back there. These were our investments that I needed because everything that I'm doing now is virtual. And that's why I wanted to make sure that sound quality was good. I wanted to make sure that the visual quality was good as well. So those are ways that you can invest in yourself. Another way you can invest in yourself is just being mindful of what you watch, being mindful of what you listen to, spending time with God. That's the most important way to invest in yourself, because when you spend time with God, you're allowing God to minister to you, pour into you, and really show you who you are, who he is to you. So one of the things I want you to understand is, what do you expect to happen if you don't put any effort into the things that you're trying to do in life? Nothing is going to come out of it if you don't put effort into it. Expectations met with effort leads to excellency achieved. Let me say that to you again. Expectations met with effort leads to excellency achieved. Meaning that what you expect when you say you have an expectation of owning your own business and being a multimillionaire. Well, when it's met with that level of grind, that level of discipline, focus, when you put that effort in, you match where you're trying to go with what you're doing, excellency happens. Even if you fall a little bit short of me making the mark, you can still try again. Miss Jasmine Hill says, don't be going in a circle. Exactly. Don't go around in circles. Excellency, the definition of excellency is an outstanding feature or quality. So what you put into something is what you are going to get out. So if you, for instance, say, I want to be healthier, but you're still eating the same processed food. You're still sitting on the couch and not really being active. You're still scrolling to social media and watching TV all day and not really allowing your brain to process and to break things down so you can understand. Then you're not really putting any effort into what you're trying to do. You get out what you put into it, and your dreams are the it. So whatever you put into your dreams, whatever goals you set will determine how much closer you're going to get to those dreams. What happens when a dream is deterred? Which sometimes we know can happen. A dream deterred is more like, okay, you set your goals for 5 years from now, and things have happened. Maybe you've had some setbacks financially, health-wise, family-wise. That's okay. Dream deterred does not mean that it's not going to ever happen. It just means that you might have to go a different route. You might have to backtrack and then move forward. It's all on your perspective and your mindset. But when you seek to become a better version of yourself, you have goals and dreams that will take you to the next level. Your dream deterred is nothing to you. It's just another challenge that you're going to meet. You're going to rise and meet that challenge, right? And sometimes we have to set up the appropriate plans. We have to put the appropriate plans in place to make sure that we're self-driven, to make sure that we're self-motivated to get to where we're trying to go. Because oftentimes we won't have others around us to motivate us. We won't have people to say, you got this, Listiner, you're doing great. Because people got their own stuff they're trying to work on, right? So you have to be willing to motivate yourself, to push yourself, to be self-driven, to do things, finding ways to encourage yourself to keep going, even when the road gets tough, because it will get tough. It's not always peaches and creams and roses. You might see people on social media and you see that finished product, but there's work that's been done behind the scenes to get that product to where it needs to be. Every day you should wake up thinking, what steps can I do today to get me closer to my goals? Every day that should be a thought of yours. But after you've had gratitude and giving God glory and thanks for waking you up, your next thing is, what am I going to do today that's going to take me a step further than yesterday with what I'm trying to do, where I'm trying to go, who I'm trying to be. You have to be intentional. Your steps should be intentional so that everything you do and say and even eat, believe it or not, is in alignment where you're trying to go, the next level of your life. Everything needs to be intentional, from what you say about yourself, from what you allow to be said about you to you. You know, a lot of times people, when we're moving forward in life, we're trying to do great things. Sometimes people are so used to the old us, and they might be like, girl, remember when we used to, get drunk back in the day? Hey, Miss Wood Devereaux, thank you for tuning in. Stop them right there and be like, that's who I was. That's not who I am now. Don't allow people to put their mouth on you about your past and make you feel bad about moving forward and growing. We all have a past, right? But our past does not necessarily determine our future unless we allow it, unless we dwindle on it and dwell on it and make it seem bigger than what it is. We've all made mistakes. We've all been places and done things that we shouldn't have. But don't allow the shame of what you've gone through or anyone else make you feel like you're not where you need to be. Also, your failures. Oh, tell my boo I said, hey. Miss Jasmine Hill said, be like that, man. Even me, no more. And she's being transparent and honest. Shameless plug, Miss Jasmine Hill is one of our speakers for tomorrow. So if you want to hear a raw testimony, truth, transparency, man, baby, you want to get your tickets. Even your failures can look as if you look at it as a way of a refinement process, right? I don't even like to use the word failure. I like to use the word setback, because if you tried, to me, failure is not even trying, like not even making an effort, right? But if you are trying and you are really being diligent about what you're trying to do, then, and maybe you fall short, or maybe, you got sidetracked or set back, whatever. If that's not failure, that's just, okay, you got a setback, you got a detour. Let's, regroup and come back to it. And last but not least, organization is a major key to obtain what you're trying to get to. Being organized is so important. If you're running a corporate, first of all, if you look at what is a business called, organization, right? It's called organization for a reason. You got to have your processes and procedures in place. You got to have documentation. You got to be registered with the government. Everything should be legally intact, right? But let's take it a step further. The person that's running the business, you, the visionary, you can't be like, I want to climb Mount Everest one day, and the next day I want to save the whales. That's chaotic and all over the place. God is not the author of chaos and confusion. It needs to be, everything you are doing should be aligned with who God called you to be. And if you don't know who you are called to be, or you don't know what that looks like, then you might want to get a ticket for the conference tomorrow. They're still on sale. Wink, wink. Because how do you draw from a place of uncertainty to get to where you certainly want to be if you don't know what you're trying to get to and what it looks like? And so I want to encourage you and leave you with 3 tips. And then I have my 2 surprises for you guys. But I want to leave you with 3 tips. I want you to first remember, what you believe is what you achieve. Start to reshift and rethink. Think about what you said. Ms. Jasmine Hill says, I just read that last night. Okay. Start to rethink and reimagine what you believe about yourself. If you are telling yourself that you're only going to be working a 9 to 5 for the rest of your life because all your family did it, then that's what you're going to get out of life. But if you're saying, I want to own this, I want to be that, I want to do that, and it's not where you're at now, but it's raising the bar higher, you're going to have to work to get there. But guess what? You're going to find out some amazing things about yourself. You probably might find out some unpleasant things about yourself. Maybe you might find out that you are a procrastinator. I'm guilty of that at times. Well, there is no shame in finding out that you have work to be done. We all are work in progress. So don't allow the things that you find out about yourself that are not so pleasant to keep you from going where you want to go and where you should be going. Number 2, quality is shown by the effort put forward. Remember to whatever you're doing, put your best effort forward. Don't lazy half-ass it. I said it. Don't do that. If you're trying to have these great visions and dreams, then you need to put great goals behind it and put even greater effort into those goals. Otherwise, if you get something that's half what you want, that's on you because you only put in half an effort. Ms. Jasmine Hill said, "Call those things that be not as though they were." Yes, 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 yes. And last but not least, organization is major. Organization is major. Coming from someone that's, super organized. Some say I have OCD. I like to have things in place. I need to know where my receipts are. I even organize my digital files because I want to be ready. I want to be prepared. Proper preparation prevents failure. And if you are prepared for where you're trying to go, when God presents that opportunity to you, you're gonna knock it out the box. And so I want to read something to you. This is something that I wrote, let's see, in July of 2016. And as though those of you who know me well and those who are getting to know me, I am a creative content writer. And so everything that I do is with the intentions of being creative, but inspiring others and myself. And a lot of times when I write things and I create things, even this conference, it was designed to help those like myself who've gone through stuff, things that I know have gotten me through or I know have gotten other people through. So I'm going to read this to you. We're gonna do some snaps because I'm also a poet, so I write poetry. Hang in there. Hey girl, what are you doing up so late? Oh, you up worrying again on how to pay them bills? What happened to staying up and dreaming about better days? You better not lose sight of the goals ahead. Yes, I know it's hard for right now, but it does get greater later. Now know this and stand on it. You see, you're ready to give up, honey child. You better stop it. I'm not fussing or judging. I'm assisting. You ask me why I care about you and your life? Because you are me and I am you. I was there many years ago, and I still remember those sleepless nights. Up worrying, crying, praying for better days, but then waking up to the same effed up life. Oh, you shocked that I cursed? Don't be. I bleed, laugh, mess up, and act just like you. Only difference is I've learned not to repeat the same mess of events. I have made my mistakes my stepping stone and used them as tools to better myself and move forward in my greatness. And I encourage you to do the same. Hang in there, girl. Woo! Now, this may or may not be in another book. We'll see about that. But I wanted to share that with you. Whether you are a gentleman or a lady, hang in there. Don't give up. No matter what the world has said about you, what your hurt has done to you, what trauma has tried to do to you, hang in there. God has something for you that is going to blow your mind. How do I know? Because I have hung in there all of my life. I've hung in there when I didn't know what I was hanging in there for, but now I see the vision clearly. Now I know how amazing my God is, and I know what he has for me to do. Now, I told you guys I was going to be very transparent and candid. December 19th, 2009, my biological mother passed away. But before she passed away, God led me to go to her bedside. Now, what you don't know is I was afraid of my mother all of my life, even as an adult. My mother because her words cut sharper than a knife. The abuse that I endured broke me down to the point where I lost my voice, meaning I didn't really like to speak. I stuttered, so I didn't really talk much. and I didn't value who I was. I didn't trust people. I was just a broken child inside. And it didn't make it any better that I was sexually assaulted and abused as a child as well. And so I was damaged and broken from all the abuse that I received. And even when I escaped and I got into the group home and was able to move forward in my life on my own outside of my mother's home, that trauma and that abuse still lingered over me like a black cloud, because I was always waiting for the other shoe to drop, something tragic to happen. One of my biggest fears was to be like my mother, meaning I was afraid of abusing my own children. My generational curses is real. My mother's mother abused her, and her mother's mother abused her. So it was a cycle that just went from generation to generation. My mother abused all her children. And so little did I know that God had planted a seed in me called determination. To the world, it looked like rebellion and stubbornness. And at times, it sometimes try to manifest as that, because if anyone of you guys know, when I'm determined to do something, I'm going to do it. And that's how I was as a little child. I was determined to not, I didn't want to believe that the life that I was living within this abusive home was it. I'm like, no, there has to be more. And one of my favorite things to do when I was younger was to walk downtown. At the time, Hair Washing Library was being built. I used to walk down there I lived in the projects. So I will walk, if you're familiar with 22nd and State Street in Chicago, and I would walk downtown. That's a nice 20 block walk. I would walk there after school just to get away from my environment, because I needed another space to be in. Books was my escape. I taught myself how to play piano. I played the clarinet. I did all things creative to get me out of the environment I was in. And one of the things that I have learned from that experience is that obedience is favor. I did not understand the magnitude and level of my obedience to God when he told me, go see your mother. I didn't understand that. I just thought that was just crazy. I don't want to see this lady. She's, I'm done with her. I thought I had forgiven her by not talking bad about her, by not acknowledging her. But all I was doing was protecting the abuser, because in my mind, she was still my mother. And I still did not want to speak bad about what had happened to me, because I, in my mind, did not want to disrespect her. But let me tell you guys, telling your truth is about setting yourself free. When you tell your truth, you're setting yourself free. You're releasing that shame that's trying to keep you in bondage. You're releasing that spirit of rejection that sometimes happens and oftentimes not keeps us feeling like we're unlovable. So that cold winter night that I think I had just gotten my second car, I drove in the snow to go see this woman that God told me to go see. And as I was sitting there, God allowed me to see her in a different way. He allowed me to see her as a broken little girl that had gotten abused. And that's why she was an abuser. And in that moment, I cried for her, her mother, and her children outside of myself. And I sat there and I told her, I want you to forgive me for being the daughter that I wasn't to you, that you needed. And I forgive you for not being a mother that I needed. Mind you, she was in a half comatose state. She was like just barely there. But I felt in that moment a release, I heard her take a deep breath, like a weight was lifted off of her. And I kissed her and I left. That was maybe 7:00 that night. 3:00 that next morning, my sister called me. I already knew in my spirit that she had passed on. And every day since then, God has been molding me and shaping me and healing me and telling me he loves me and letting me know that the shame that I felt all of those years from everything that's happened to me has been released. Everything that I ever experienced that made me stay into abusive relationships, that made me give my body to people that did not love me, that made me doubt who I was in God, was released. And every single day since then, I have made it my mission to honor what God has done for me. I have made it my mission to listen and say yes, even when it hurts, even when I felt like my back was against the wall, even when I was broke with no money in my bank account, still being obedient because I knew that God was going to look out for me because he said he was. And I am here today because of that. And so I'm telling you this because I want someone else to be free. I want someone else to know that the pain that you felt when the person that was supposed to be your protector touched you in a place they shouldn't have, told you that you was worthless, made you sit there and didn't feed you. That is not your fault. You let that go and give it to God. How do you do that? Ask God to help you. Ask him to come into your life and help you. It's not an easy process, and I hope I don't make it look easy. If you have followed my life, you know that my life has not been easy. Heck, this year alone could have taken me out with cancer and everything else. But God, what keeps me going is my purpose. I know that though I went through stuff that could have killed me and could have had me either on drugs or dead because I wanted to take my life many times and tried to, but God, I'm still here. This is what keeps me going strong for the Healing is a Journey. Healing is a Journey is not just a conference that I put on to have my name in lights and have people talk to you and then you go home. No, Healing is a Journey. It's a ministry. It's a place where God's spirit, his power moves and resonates through you and through the speakers that God selects. And so whoever you are, whether you hear this real time or you catch the replay, I have complimentary tickets for those who cannot afford it. I want you to be able to attend. Don't allow shame to have another year of your life. Don't allow trauma to have another year of your life. Don't allow unforgiveness to have another year of your life. This is not about me getting ticket sales. This is about you starting your healing, you starting to walk in that the power that is God that will move you into places that you didn't even think you belong. Do you know how many times I would sit and look at myself and God would tell me where he needed me to be, and I would be like, I don't belong there. I don't have I don't have a degree. I don't speak eloquently. I stutter. I talk fast a lot, so I do not stutter. But God, he has used my experience to bless other people, and I will forever be his faithful servant. And so I want to encourage you. You may be the generational curse breaker in your family. You might not even know it. You might not even realize the power that you have within you. You don't know it, but I say try God. If you tried everything else, try God. I can tell you, I've tried everything else. I've tried sex. I've tried alcohol. I've tried it all. And guess what? It was temporary. It was like putting a Band-Aid over a gunshot wound. But when I tried God, when I started my healing, I realized how powerful and how wonderful I am in him and how much he loved me. He loved all of me. He still loves me. The broken pieces, the still yes stubborn pieces, the parts of me that question every single thing before I make a move. He still loves all of that. He loved me in my messiness. He loves me when I am being humble before him. He still loves me. And I can tell you he still loves you too. There's nothing that we can do on this face of earth that will stop God from loving us. That's the beauty. He is not like the person that hurts you, the people that hurt you, the things that hurt you. He does not hurt you. Yeah, you'll be uncomfortable for a while because you're going to be stripped of everything that you knew, the things that you put into place to control you, to control your life, to harden your heart so you don't get hurt. That's going to hurt when he starts to strip that away. But baby, I'm here to tell you on the other side of that hurt is healing. While you're going through that, you're going to feel things you never felt before, vulnerability. You're going to feel intimacy with God. You're going to feel his presence. How do I know? Because I feel it. I every day I get excited when I getting a new level with God. I'm not playing with this thing. This is my life. Healing is a journey is my life. I'm living it. And I'm living it purposely, not perfectly. Let me tell it to you. Let me tell it for the people in the back that didn't hear me. I am living it purposely, not perfectly, because they're only perfect being on this earth that ever walked with Jesus. We are all purposed. And the reason we're purposed because he created us. If he saw fit to take time to create you, then you have a purpose. And so I just wanted to pour into you. I wanted to encourage you. I wanted to let you know I understand where you are, where you've been. I've been there. And I fight every day to make sure that I stay healed and stay walking in it. And I'm intentional. And everything that I teach and I speak, I live it through. I'm transparent, I'm candid, but I'm real about mine. And so I hope that this message blessed you. I hope that you're able to see value in yourself enough to start your healing. I hope that you're able to see the amazingness that is you, that God sees. And if you don't worry. You will keep walking with God. Trust me. I didn't see the beauty about myself. I didn't see the amazingness. I didn't see my value or my worth. And I don't mean physical. I mean the inside of me, the things that God loves about me. But I do now, baby. Oh yes, period and amen. So that's enough for tonight. The crying, the tears, like I'm done with, but definitely come on in the room tomorrow. I tell people you don't have to turn your cameras on. You don't even have to say anything. Just get poured into. Allow God to minister to your soul. Those of you who are watching, if you have somebody in mind that you think might want to attend, slide in their DM, send them a message, let them know, hey, there's some complimentary tickets with your name on there. Tickets will be on sale up until an hour before tomorrow. Tomorrow we're starting promptly at noon. I'm not on CPT time. So I want to start on time so that I can allow the move of God to take precedence and do what he do, baby. So thank you everyone for tuning in. I love you all. I love my amazing team though. Y'all, I see y'all on here. Have a great day. This is my last conference for the year, but 2021 I will be back better than ever. And I got some amazing things in store for the people of God. I love you all. I'm going to drink my tea and go take a nap. No nap. I'm going to go to bed. Love you all. Bye.